What if I told you that fear is not an enemy to be fought, that it is not a monster to be slain, or a wall to be overcome? If you have ever felt the grip of anxiety around your chest, if you have ever been paralyzed by doubt, unable to make a move, if you have ever felt like you are living a life smaller than the one you were meant for, all because of a quiet, constant hum of fear, then this message is for you. And it is more than a message. It is a key, a practical map for harnessing the very energy that has held you captive and turning it into the force that sets you free. Because all of that struggle, all of that pain, is based on a profound misunderstanding. A misunderstanding of what fear truly is. What if I told you that fear is simply a servant waiting for new orders, a powerful, loyal, and unimaginably creative force that has been taking its direction from the wrong part of you? For years, for decades perhaps, it has been building worlds for you, meticulously, faithfully, worlds of worry, realities of lack, futures of loss. It has been obeying a command you didn't even know you were giving. Tonight, we are not here to fight fear. We are here to give it a new job, to reclaim it as our own, and to turn its immense power toward the life that is waiting, patiently, for you to finally believe in it. This is where your freedom begins, not in a battle, but in a quiet, deliberate shift of command. Florence Scovel Shinn, a woman who understood the architecture of the soul, said it with stunning clarity. She taught that your only enemies are within yourself, and that the two greatest of these enemies are fear and doubt. But she didn't see them as invaders. She saw them as misdirected energy, a creative force aimed at the wrong target. She wrote, "Fear and worry are faith in evil." Let that land for a moment, not in your mind, but in your body. Feel the truth of it. Fear is faith. It is a deep, unwavering, gut-level belief in a negative outcome. Doubt is the architect of that negative outcome, the one who draws the blueprints for disaster. When you worry about money, you are not just thinking a negative thought. You are entering a state of profound prayer. You are using your divine imagination, the most powerful creative tool you possess, to vividly picture empty bank accounts, to feel the panic of unpaid bills, to rehearse the conversation of asking for a loan. You are having faith in lack. And the subconscious mind, your faithful servant, hears this prayer. It feels this faith, and it says, "Yes, your wish is my command." And it begins to arrange circumstances, to filter opportunities, and to guide your actions to bring about the very thing you fear. It knows no difference between a request born of desire and a request born of fear. It only knows faith. It only responds to the image held with conviction. When you fear being abandoned in a relationship, you are not just being insecure. You are actively building a case for your own loneliness. You are using your faith to imagine the fight, the cold silence, the final goodbye. You scan for evidence. A late text becomes proof. A distracted gaze becomes a sign. You are so convinced of the eventual outcome of being left that your energy becomes dense with suspicion, heavy with need. You project the very vibration that suffocates connection. You have unwavering faith in abandonment, and so your servant, the subconscious, works tirelessly to deliver that reality to your door. This is the core teaching. This is the key that unlocks the cage. Fear is not happening to you. Fear is a creative act from you. It is inverted faith. Let's walk through this. Let's make it real. Think of the woman who dreams of starting her own business. A beautiful idea has been planted in her soul. A vision of a small shop, a consulting practice, a creative service. It feels like light. It feels like truth. But then the doubt begins. The fear speaks. What if no one buys it? What if I fail and everyone sees? What if I invest my savings and lose everything? Now watch what happens. Doubt, the architect, gets to work. It draws the blueprint of failure, the empty storefront, the mocking headlines in a local blog, the disappointed faces of her family. Fear, the servant, takes this blueprint and begins to build. It whispers to her in the morning, making her hesitate to post on social media. "It's not perfect yet," it says. It speaks to her in the afternoon, causing her to endlessly research competitors until she feels small and unoriginal. "They're already doing it better," it claims. It screams at her at night, replaying images of bankruptcy and humiliation until her body is flooded with cortisol, the chemistry of crisis. She is living in the reality of her failure before she has even taken the first step. She has more faith in her collapse than in her success. She is praying with every fiber of her being for the outcome she dreads. And so, the business never launches. The dream withers on the vine, and she looks at her life and says, "See, I knew it wouldn't work." She fulfilled her own prophecy. She used the divine law of creation perfectly, in reverse. Now think of the man who is deeply afraid of illness. He feels a small twinge in his side, a momentary ache. For a person living in faith of wellness, it's a fleeting sensation. The body readjusts. It's forgotten. But for this man, a man who holds a deep, quiet faith in sickness, this twinge is a signal. Doubt, the architect, immediately draws the blueprint of disease. It pulls up files from the internet, images from medical dramas, stories of friends. It constructs a detailed picture of waiting rooms, of worried doctors, of terrifying diagnoses. And fear, the loyal servant, takes this vivid blueprint and begins to manifest it in the body. His anxiety causes his stomach to clench, which makes the twinge feel worse. He can't sleep, which weakens his immune system. He focuses on his body with such intensity, he begins to notice every tiny sensation, interpreting each one as further evidence of his impending doom. He is using the power of his mind, a power that can heal, to create the chemistry of disease. He is practicing the feeling of being sick. He has more faith in his vulnerability than in his vitality. His subconscious mind, a servant that governs the functions of the body, receives the message loud and clear. The master is focused on illness. The master believes in illness. We must align the body with this powerful belief. This is not punishment. This is law, the law of faith. Consider the realm of love and self-worth. A woman carries a core belief, a deep-seated doubt that she is not enough, not smart enough, not beautiful enough, not worthy of true, unconditional love. This is her hidden doctrine. Doubt, the architect, uses this doctrine to design a reality that proves it. It tells her that the kind, stable partner is boring. It tells her that the person who challenges her and makes her feel insecure is exciting and passionate. It designs a world where love is a game of earning, proving, and chasing. And fear, the servant, brings this world to life. When a healthy, loving person shows interest, her fear says, it's a trick. He doesn't see the real you yet. When he does, he'll leave. And so, she sabotages it. She pulls away. She finds fault. She pushes love away to protect herself from the inevitable abandonment she has such profound faith in. Instead, she is drawn, as if by a magnetic force, to partners who confirm her belief. The emotionally unavailable one, the critical one, the one who needs fixing. Because in that dynamic, her doubt feels at home. Her fear is validated. She spends her energy trying to prove her worth to someone who will never grant it, fulfilling the prophecy she wrote for herself long ago. I am not enough. She has used the law with flawless precision. She has held a clear image of her own unworthiness, and her subconscious mind has moved heaven and earth to make her outer world a perfect mirror of her inner conviction. Do you see it now? Do you feel the shift in this understanding? This is the moment of empowerment. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim of fear, and you start seeing yourself as the master who has been giving it orders. You are not broken. You have not failed. You have been using a divine, immutable law perfectly. You have been a powerful creator, a master sculptor, an obedient follower of your own deepest beliefs. You have been shaping reality with the energy of fear. You have been watering the weeds of doubt with the rain of your attention. And the reason this is the best news you could possibly hear is because if you have the power to create a reality from fear, you have the exact same power to create a reality from faith. It is the same switch. It is the same current. It is the same creative muscle. All that is required now is a conscious decision to change the direction of your power. You are not learning a new skill. You are simply remembering your divine authority. So, how do we do this? How do we make this practical, tangible, and real in our daily lives? We begin with simple, sacred steps. We don't try to fight the ocean of old programming. We simply introduce a new current. Here is your practice. 3 sacred steps to reclaim your power from fear and doubt. The first step, the sacred neutralization. When a fear thought arises, and it will, that is its habit, do not fight it. Do not wrestle with it. Do not shame yourself for having it. Fighting it gives it more energy. It's like trying to push a boulder uphill. Instead, you neutralize it with a declaration of truth. You see the thought, I'm never going to have enough money. You acknowledge it, without panic. You see it for what it is, an old blueprint, an echo from a past command. And then you speak, out loud if you can, a statement of higher law. Florence would say to speak the word. You say with quiet authority, that is not the divine truth for me. I deny the appearance of lack. My God is my supply. And that supply is infinite and immediate. You see the thought, he's going to leave me. You acknowledge it. You see the old architect of doubt at the drawing board, and you neutralize it. That is a lie from the race mind of fear. I deny its power. My life is governed by divine love. I am harmony. I am loved, and I am secure. You feel the fear of illness. You neutralize it. I deny the authority of this sensation. Every cell of my body is an idea of perfect health in the divine mind, and I now register that perfection. I am whole. I am well. I am vibrant. You are not arguing with the fear. You are canceling the order. You are a queen, calmly telling a servant, no, we will not be having that for dinner. The menu has changed. You do this every single time the fear appears, calmly, firmly. You are overriding the old signal with a new, clearer one. The second step, the active imprint. After you have neutralized the old command, you must issue a new one. Nature abhors a vacuum. Your imagination will create something. So you must consciously give it the new blueprint. This is what Florence called imaging. It is the deliberate, joyful act of picturing your desired reality as if it were already true. If your fear is lack, you will take 5 minutes to close your eyes and actively imprint the feeling of abundance. Don't just think, I want more money. That is a prayer of lack. Instead, feel the reality of having it. Imagine opening your banking app and seeing a number that brings you a feeling of deep peace and security. Imagine the joy of paying your bills early. Imagine the freedom of buying a gift for someone you love without a second thought. Feel the gratitude. Feel the relief. Feel it in your body. Your subconscious mind responds to feeling, not to words alone. You are giving your servant a new, beautiful blueprint to work from. If your fear is loneliness, you will actively imprint the feeling of secure, loving connection. Imagine sitting with a partner, not saying a word, and feeling completely safe. Imagine laughing together, your hand in theirs. Feel the warmth. Feel the trust. Feel the profound peace of being fully seen and accepted. you are not picturing a specific person's face. You are imprinting the feeling state of divine love made manifest. You are building the energetic container for that love to pour into. If your fear is failure, you will actively imprint the feeling of success. Imagine receiving the email that says yes. Imagine seeing the praise for your work. Imagine the feeling of pride and accomplishment, the deep inner knowing that you did it. Feel the satisfaction. Feel the flow. You are using your faith for yourself instead of against yourself. You are praying for what you desire, with the same conviction you once used to pray for what you dreaded. The third step, the grateful release. Once you have neutralized the fear and imprinted the new reality, you must let it go. This is perhaps the most crucial step. You must release it to the infinite intelligence that knows how to bring it into form. You have placed your order with the universe. You do not stand by the kitchen door, tapping your foot and worrying if the chef got the order. That is doubt. That cancels the request. You place your order and you go about your day in happy expectation, knowing it is being prepared for you. This is faith in action. You act as if your prayer has already been answered. How do you do this? Through gratitude. You say, "Thank you, Father, that my supply is here. Thank you that my perfect health is manifest. Thank you that my heart is whole." You give thanks in advance. This is the ultimate statement of trust. It seals your new reality. It tells your subconscious mind, the deal is done. It is finished. So, the daily practice is simple. Neutralize, see the fear, and calmly declare the higher truth. Imprint, feel the reality of your desire as if it's already here. Release, give thanks and let it go, acting as if it is done. Here are a few affirmations written in the language of this law to carry with you. Speak them with authority. They are not wishes. They are decrees. I cast this burden of fear and doubt on the Christ within, and I go free. My mind, body, and affairs are now governed by divine faith, and all things are possible. I am undisturbed by appearances, for I walk by the law of faith, not by sight. Divine intelligence is now dissolving every obstacle and clearing my perfect path to success and joy. The light of my own consciousness casts out all darkness. I am fearless and powerful, for I know that I and the Father are one. My word is law unto my world. Now, a word of gentle encouragement for the journey. When you first begin this practice, you may feel a resistance. The outer world may not change overnight. In fact, sometimes things can seem to get a little shaky. The old fears might roar louder for a moment. Doubt may come back with what feels like overwhelming evidence. Do not be discouraged. This is a powerful sign of success. Imagine you have been living in a house wired for dim, flickering lights. Your life has been lit by the 20-watt bulbs of fear. Now you've decided to rewire the entire house for brilliant, steady, joyful light. When the divine electrician begins to work, the old wires have to be pulled out, the circuits have to be flipped. For a moment, there might be a flicker. There might even be a moment of darkness as the old current is shut off before the new one is switched on. That turbulence is not a sign of failure. It is the sign of rewiring. It is the evidence that your new command has been heard. Think of it like clearing a neglected garden. For years, the weeds of fear and doubt have grown thick. Now you have decided to plant a garden of faith and abundance. The first step is to pull the old weeds. This disturbs the soil. It looks messy. It looks chaotic. It doesn't look like a beautiful garden yet. It looks like a construction site. The mess is proof that the work is being done. You must keep clearing the soil, neutralizing fear, and planting the new seeds, imprinting faith, knowing that the harvest is inevitable. Do not judge the success of your inner work by the immediate outer picture. The outer world is an echo of past beliefs. It takes a little time for the new sound of your faith to travel and return to you as a new echo. Trust the turn. A great ship on the ocean does not pivot instantly. When the captain turns the wheel, the vessel groans. It resists. It slowly, powerfully begins to arc into its new direction. That initial resistance is the proof that the turn has begun. So be gentle with yourself. Stay in the quiet conviction of your practice. This is not a battle. It is a remembrance. You are not broken. You were never flawed. You are not being punished. You are simply a powerful creator who is remembering the truth of her power. You were a queen who had forgotten the authority in her own voice, an artist told to paint her world with only the colors of fear and doubt. Today, you reclaim your throne and the entire palette, the vibrant reds of courage, the brilliant yellows of joy, the deep blues of peace, and the glowing golds of abundance. The choice was always yours. The power was always within you. And so today, I invite you to make a new law for your life, a new declaration. In the comments below, I invite you to make this your truth, to write it, to declare it, to anchor it in this moment. Declare, I am now free from the law of fear and doubt. Speak it into the world. And as you move forward from this space, carry this one final question with you. Let it settle into your heart. What is the very first thing you will do or think or feel? Now that you know your faith and not your fear is the law of your life. Begin with that, and let the new law begin now.